Hi, everybody, and welcome to Final Play Sports Wrap. I'm your host, Pete Lubar, and today we're talking Mountain West football and specifically around the San Jose State Spartans. San Jose State had a really good year under their first year coach, Ken Niumatalolo, who previously at Navy, and expectations are off the charts for this year. He led the Spartans to a 7-5 season. They lost their bowl game, but they got a bowl game and they got a consensus first team All-American in Nick Nash. So they're poised for a great season. The schedule lays out really well for them. And so we're going to talk about what they do and don't have, but a lot of returning players. Their offense is characterized by a offense called spread and shed, which is just a spread offense with fast-paced spread formations and explosive plays like every other team has. The offensive coordinator is Craig Stutzman. Last year they were 43rd nationally in total offense with 409 yards per game. 130th, however, in rushing at 88 yards per game. So they need to improve that. I think they will. The line's going to get better. We'll talk about that a little bit better. But first of all, they bring back a quarterback, and that's always helpful. Particularly second year in the system. Walter Eggett, senior, he had 2,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions last year. 13 to 10 is not that great a ratio, but they got the job done, and he's back, so they got that. And then they got all three of the running backs that played last year. Floyd Chalk, who's a really nice player, 721 yards, 10 TDs. And you've got Lamar Radcliffe back with 140 yards and 1 TD. And then finally you have Jabari Bates. So you have three guys back, all with experience now. From a receiver standpoint, you have Leland Smith, now new, transfer from Purdue. Little used, six receptions, 72 yards, 2 TDs. But similar to Jay Locke, who graduated. And so he's going to bring speed on the edge. And then they brought in Danny Scudero from Western Michigan, who's more of a slot type back. They brought in a kid in the spring, Mason Starling from Cal, who had 9 catches for 121 yards last year. And Trace Hernandez from Modesto, who had a couple 300-yard games against lesser competition, but still nonetheless. But he'll be used as a return man. And then, of course, Matt Coleman, who had a great end of season bowl game, 34 catches for 401 yards and 2 TDs. And you got some other guys that are back, Jahari Johnson, etc. So they've got some interesting receivers. Their tight end is Jackson Keenan. He is back, 28 catches, 314 yards, and 2 TDs for the senior. So they're really set, sort of offensively. Offensively, they got most of the guys who played last year are back. You got Nate Hale, who's right tackle. You got Sede Lapuaho, who is a all-conference kind of player. Joseph Herbert's back, Sion Norman, and Tyler Chen. Those guys are all back, and they're really excited also about Daniel Maleni. He's had a really good offseason. He's got his weight back up. He was hurt last year. So they're excited about that. So offensively, I would say San Jose State is looking good. They should be as good or better than last year, which puts them in the top half of the country from an offensive standpoint. Defensively, they run a 3-4 defense. They have some adaptability under coordinator Derek Odom, but mostly 3-4. Last year, they were 82nd in total defense at 383 yards per game, but they were 5th overall in the nation in passing defense at 321 yards per game. So they did pretty good on that. Unfortunately, they graduated 3 guys from the backfield, and so defensive backfield, we'll see how they do. But the good news is they have defenseman lineman Gafa Faga back. He's a 6'2", 304 senior lineman and an all-conference guy, preseason all-conference guy. And you got linebacker Jordan Pollard, who was all conference linebacker last year and is also first team all conference pick this year. Pollard had career highs of 115 tackles, 54 solo, 14 tackles for loss, 4 pass breakups, 2 sacks, and interceptions. So that's a career. Did a great job for him. And from a linebacker standpoint, this team is absolutely set. You've got Taniela Latu had 70 tackles last year. You got Noah McNeil Franklin back. So you've got one of the best linebacking core in the entire Mountain West. Defensive line solid. So the only question is about the secondary. You lost 3 starters. Isaiah Rivas, who's a safety, is back with 72 tackles. And then you got a couple transfers. And from a transfer standpoint, they got 21 new transfers. The transfer ranking was 117. But a couple ones that are really interesting late here in the spring, they got Robert McDaniel, who was a quarterback at UCLA, transferred in, 3-star quarterback. But from a cornerback, you've got Caleb Presley, who was a cornerback at Washington, transferred in, and you got Malachi Crawford, who was a cornerback from USC. So you got a couple big school cornerbacks who have transferred in, and then you got a receiver from Cal named Mason Sterling. So those are 4 of the 20-some that we talked about, but an okay transfer class. And then recruiting-wise, there were 20 recruits coming in, most 3- and 2-star kind of guys. But the one that kind of caught my eye, at least, was Jason Nix. He's a receiver out of San Marcos, California. And he's notably known for his brother, Bo, starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos. So I guess if you're going to have a quarterback in your family, you better have someone to throw to. And Jace Nix is that receiver in the Nix family. So we'll look at the schedule, but I got to tell you, the Spartans have a extremely favorable schedule this year, probably one of the easiest ones in the Mountain West. They don't have to play Boise State, who was selected number 1 in the Mountain West preseason polls. They don't have to play UNLV, who was ranked 2nd in the preseason polls. And they don't have to play Colorado State, 4th in the preseason poll. San Jose State was picked 3rd. So of the top 4 teams, they don't have to play any of them. That's a pretty nice schedule. So if you look at it, you got a game against Central Michigan at home. Tough game, but likely a win. And then you go to Texas, and you likely lose. They're number 1 in the nation, expected to be good. But then the rest of the schedule, I think, is winnable up to the point that you play Fresno State last game of the season. And by then, who knows what's going on with maturity, injuries, etc. But you got Idaho at home. You got at Stanford, which will be a tougher game, but Stanford hasn't really been anything too special the last couple of years. And then you play New Mexico at home, and then you got at Wyoming, at Utah State. Utah State's got a new coach. Hawaii at home, Air Force at home. So games that might have been tough if you went to their places probably aren't so tough there. Then you have Nevada, who's picked near the bottom of the conference, and then you have San Diego State, who's picked near the bottom of the conference. So up till you get to Fresno State at home on Saturday, November 29th, you could run the table. And it wouldn't surprise me if you ended up 10-2, 9-3 this year, and maybe 7-1 or 8-0 in conference. And that game against Fresno State will be a meaningful game, maybe for the chance to play in the conference championship, and potentially a chance then to play in the college football playoff. So a lot of upside for sure for San Jose State this year. That's it on my review. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my YouTube page. And I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Thanks. Bye.